Bro, Atlas really coming in with the good today. I was really this summer Game Fest was pretty cool. Today was a very eventful day, and Atlas really put the cherry on top. I know they did not mean to do this, but Persona 3 Reload, like bro, the fact that it's actually real, we can actually see it with our physical eyes and see how great the graphics look. Like it is such an enormous gift from the heavens that we are blessed to actually see today. Like I think that one guy who actually effed up by releasing that trailer on their Instagram page. Cause my God, does it look? It just looked awesome seeing how now we have all the main three popular games, Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 5. It's such an amazing experience. Like I can't even begin to describe my love for Persona. Like it was definitely up there in my top five series all time because Persona 5, that was like my first game. That was such an enormous trip. Like that was awesome. Like I was still a teenager back then, and I like was playing that game every single day, all night, even through the school days. And obviously, it did have an effect on my schoolwork, but it was such an addicting game that I could not let it go. It was just so amazing from beginning to end, and it never really felt like it dragged on. And after that came out, we got Persona 4 Golden, which Persona 4 Golden, that game actually slapped. Like, it's not a remake to the Persona 3 Royale. I mean, not Persona 3 Royale, Persona 3 Reload. But Persona 4 Golden, it already had a remastered version in the first place, all the way back in the PSP Vita days. And this game, it's not necessarily dated. I would definitely say, if anything, 3 definitely deserves the remake because I believe that game came out in the PlayStation 2 era. And Persona 3, I see so many people say it's like their favorite entry to Persona 3 the Persona series, and the fact that we actually get to see it and actually coming out early next year, and we actually I get I gotta give props to Atlas for this because this was eventually going to come in uh, the Xbox showcase, and now we're getting it a few days early, and it just came out of nowhere. Like nobody was expecting this, obviously, and it's just so awesome to see. Now the other Persona 5 Tactics, it looks cool, right? I think it is cool how they're expanding the world of Persona 5 with Persona 5 Royale, Persona 5 Strikers, and now Tactics, and that other dancing game. But just so awesome to see how yeah, you can to a certain degree they are milking the Persona 5 license to an extraordinary amount, but I necessarily don't mind it because they all have their own identity, their own sense of style and gameplay, even if it's in the same universe with the same character. They all have their own set of charisma to them, and that's why I always appreciate about Persona. Like you can always have a fresh pace and actually have being enamored in the story no matter what it is. And for Persona 3, that's definitely going to be the case. 'Cause I actually know nothing about Persona 3. Persona 4, obviously, I did not know, and I did not think it was going to be as big as it was. But when I actually played Persona 4, that was such an amazing ride. Persona 5, that was like that was my first trip to the Persona series, and it makes me really wonder what the fuck Persona 3 is gonna look like. Considering how good it looked, they gotta have adjusted some mechanics. They most likely have to adjust certain mechanics to modern day era, so it does make me wonder what exactly are they going to add for DLC? Because in Persona 5 they did add a bunch of DLC of the awesome badass personas. So it does make me wonder what exactly the treatment is going to do for Persona 3, and it actually does make me wonder if they're going to do more expansion for Persona 3 similar to Persona 5 Royale. So it just makes me wonder how exactly it's going to approach this because Atlas, like they really have been there on their game when it comes to the Persona series, and it really has inspired other developers in this interactive, interactive dungeon crawl, this dungeon game where you actually get to date people, have persona, actually have monsters fight for you, etc. And we have seen games a lot like that in recent time. I can't remember who the developer did. I remember the developers even said they were such a huge fan of Persona, but the game was Soul Hacker 2, which that is in its own right. It is such a great game. I actually do recommend playing it if you are a Persona player. But regardless, Persona 3, it's time, it's here to stay, and I just cannot wait for the official reveal. Because now that we got the leak, I can't wait on further details on what we're gonna get. I mean, I'm presuming they're probably not gonna show anything extra on the Xbox showcase, but in the month following this, they're gonna have to show more details on when the release date. They're eventually gonna show more things, and that's just gonna generate the hype more and more until it gets building up to a snowball. And it's just gonna have the entire fan base actually excited. Like even though the Reddit page for it, like they found it like instantly. Like they were fast on finding they were fast on finding the leaks that for Persona 3 and Persona 5 Tactics. And I thank the Reddit page for that because I would have never known this. And I would just never have been this ecstatically happy because there are games that did make me happy today, but Persona it has its own special heart. It has its own special charisma in my heart, and it just means so much to me. And I'm just so happy we actually get to see that Persona 3 is actually starting to become a reality for the modern fan base. But regardless, let me know your thoughts on the prospect of Persona 3 Royale. I mean, not Royale. Reload actually coming and actually being burst into existence. And what are your thoughts on the other Persona game, Persona 5 Tactics? Regardless, I'll see you guys on the next one.